to today's practice. This practice is all about opening up our heart to new experiences and digesting the experiences of the past. So there will be lots of back bending and forward folding and breathing. So enjoy this practice with me today. Stay safe. Anything that doesn't feel comfortable for you, don't push through, rather really sit with that experience and move further at a time that it feels right to you. If you re-practice this particular practice that I'm recording for you now, you will find that over the course of a week or over practicing this over several times, that you will find those poses easier as long as you continue to do them safely. So come and join me. We're starting off with a child's pose. So in this child's pose today, I would invite you to have your hands forward. Your choice if you want to bring your knees wide or close together. But I would like for you to have your hands very active, pressing towards the earth, allowing the shoulder blades to roll back as if you're trying to push the shoulder blades towards your tailbone. And then when you find a long and comfortable position here, connect with your breath. Connect with your physical body. And see where you're feeling longer, shorter, stronger, more flexible, less flexible. If any thoughts come to your mind that feel pressing right now, see if you can take another couple of more breaths to clear them just for a moment, just for this short practice. A few moments of your day to be present in the now. Maintain a strong connection towards the earth as if you're holding on to stand up. With your hands. And establish a breath that is equal to the inhales and the exhales. That is long enough to nourish you. And short enough to not leave you feeling like you are being restricted. Take a few more moments here and see how your body responds to the breath, to the pose. And then slowly come on up into your fours. From here we're moving into puppy pose. So again, the hands move forwards, away from the shoulders. Your hips stay over your knees and you bring your forehead down towards the ground if that's available for you. Many of you will have to widen their arms and shoulders as you continue to press your hands towards the earth as if you wanted to say, but press you down to send my tailbone away, maintaining the longest spine. Take a few moments here, maybe you hug the belly button in and then down towards the pubic bone to create some more space to the middle and lower back. Breathe here. Pull the shoulder blades behind your heart and down towards the hips. One more breath here. And then slowly walk the hands back in. Now your hands are right under the shoulders as we move into our first downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under. Listen, we're going to do the same thing this time, pushing away from your hands. Your first finger looks forward. The shoulder blades roll away from your ears and your knees are super bent. So your have that same length in the spine as you have in puppy pose. And then with an open heart remaining, you might just press one heel down towards the ground and then the other, just alternating from side to side. Try not to change the curvature of your spine, but rather keep it really long and gently moving into the hamstrings and in towards the calves, creating space there. Be gentle with yourself. Breathe long and easy until you feel ready to come into a steady downward facing dog, like an inverted V pose. Walk the feet together towards each other. And then turn both heels towards the right, pressing into the left hand and right hand equally and stretching to the left side. Then come on back onto the balls of the toes and twist over towards the heels towards the left. Long to the right side. Then slowly come back towards the center. Let's move into a high plank. Strong and tall. Roll the shoulder blades away from your ears. And then drop your knees down towards the ground. Pull the elbows back, your heart forward. We call this chest and then chin on the ground. Yeah? So shoulder blades keep pulling back. Then flatten out, drawing your navel away from the ground. Press the pubic bone towards the ground. Move into baby cobra. No pressure in the hands here. And then tuck your toes under and push back into a downward facing dog. Nice and long. Lift your right leg up. Press the left heel down, and if you're ready, open up the hip and bend the knee. Staying even through the shoulders, can you send your knee higher? Roll the shoulder blades away from your ears to create that space in your heart. And then extend the leg in the air behind you and step it through your first lunge. Drop your back knee down towards the ground and make sure that you're aligning your hips with the front edge of your mat. So they try to stay parallel there. If you can, sink lower in towards the front knee, so longer through the left thigh. And this is probably one of the times where your knee is over the ankle, yeah? Pulling the right hip back, pressing to the right heel, rise up. So this is a low lunge, Anjanea. Let's interlace our fingers so that you can see them by bringing them down to a pistol grip. All fingers interlaced, just the first two fingers are pointing upwards. Let's rise up here. Remember, we always want to engage our transverse abdominis, so pull your bottom rib in and shoot your tailbone down. Can you sink a little bit lower in the front knee, pulling the right hip back, but still squeezing the inner thighs towards the center line? If you've got the foundation, your legs right here, you might bend the elbows straight up and your pistol pointing down towards the tailbone. And breathe here as you continue pulling the bottom rib in. 3, 2, and 1. Lift your hands up, long through the spine. Pull the knee back as you place both hands to either side of the front foot. Lift your back knee off the ground, engage pelvic floor to step back, downward facing dog. High plank, coming forward, here's your choice. Try knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga. Keep the shoulder blades back and your heart open. Rolling over the toes, your choice, baby cobra or upward facing dog. My thighs are off the ground, my core is engaged. And then push back into a downward facing dog with a long breath, long spine, strong grounded hands. Lift your right leg up in the air. And then bend your left knee. Was it the left? Lift your left knee up in the air and bend the left knee. Strong and long through the shoulders. Both hands press equally in towards the ground. And use this stretch to press your right heel down too. Then extend the leg in the air behind you and step through to your lunge. back knee down towards the ground. Set your hips into a comfortable position. Maybe wiggle the front knee around a little bit, that's okay. And then sink lower in towards the left hip. So we are now bringing the knee closer towards the big toe. Pull the left hip back though. Don't lose the integrity. Rise your arms up when you're ready. Pulling your tailbone down, you might interlace the fingers now into the pistol grip. You see if you bring the other thumb on top, it feels completely awkward. Yeah, just done that. Pull the bottom rib in, squeezing the inner thighs towards the midline, and just feel the length that you're creating through your front body. Yeah. And then bend the elbows, pointing your pistol grip down. Let's do 3 breaths here. Gaze straight forward, chin tightly, slightly tucked. And then slowly rise the hands up again. Pull your left hip back. Place both hands down towards the ground. Lengthen through the back leg. Engage your pelvic floor. Just step nice and long back into your downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. Take another deep breath here. And then slowly come on forward into a high plank. Drop your knees, chest and chin down towards the earth. Lift and lengthen through the chest. Roll the shoulder blades away from your ears. Here, baby cobra. Can you take the hands off the ground and pull the elbows back? Can you press your pubic bone towards the earth and just feel the strength come through the whole length of the back while you press your feet in towards the earth. Take 2 more breaths. Any tension in the jaw, let it go. And then slowly come on down. Okay, moving here into swings. So the elbows are right underneath the shoulders. You pull the shoulder blades back, and you probably find that you're letting go through the lower back. So how do you counteract on that? You press your pubic bone towards the earth. Feel the glutes engaging, and then squeeze the inner thighs together, and you should feel even more length coming through the lower back, and then the upper back creating a little bit more mobility as you keep pulling the shoulder blades back. Tuck the chin backwards, not down, but just pulling back so that the back of the neck stays long, and keep pressing the elbows towards the earth so you're finding that lift and that openness as your collarbone widens and opens here towards the front. Enjoy that gentle opening through the thoracic spine. And then slowly come on down. Let's move a little bit more through the lower back as you bring your hands double-handed like this to rest your forehead on the ground. Create some space in the hips. And then just pressing your right hip down towards the earth so it does touch the ground at all times. Lengthening and lifting the right leg away. Relax the shoulders as much as it works for you. And just see how it feels when you engage with length and integrity to the right hand side. And then release that leg down. Let's do the same on the other side. Make sure that the left hip stays on the ground as you lift and lengthen your left leg away. That's beautiful. All right. Moving on from here, try to keep the shoulders and the jaw relaxed. Lift your right leg and then bend the right knee on the exhale. On the inhale, can you extend it? On the exhale, bend it. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, keep the hip on the ground. Exhale. Then extend and release down. Other side, left hip presses towards the earth, the left leg lifts. Exhale, bend. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 3, 2, and the last one. Complete it. And then extend and lengthen and come on down. Well done. Moving on from here, bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders back into a swings positioning. Reset the strength to the lower back by by pressing the pubic bone down and pulling the inner thighs together. Left hand now goes parallel to the front of the mat and the right leg bends. The right hip stays on the ground as you might reach around with your right hand, and if you're feeling quite flexible you can point the fingertips and toes in the same direction. Just taking a few moments here, you place the right heel to the outside of the right buttocks, keeping the chest lifted and the belly button hugging away from the ground. Do this safely. You want to create space through the lower back and mobility through the upper back. And then slowly release down, and we're just swapping over towards the opposite side. So make sure the elbow is underneath the shoulders, you're not sagging down. You're creating a lot more space when your head and shoulders are high. Left leg bends. Reach around as it works for you. The left hip is on the ground. Your heart stays lifted. Your belly button pushes away from the earth. Breathe here. Feel the opening and length through the front body. Last breath. And then slowly release down. Here comes the easy pose. Come, bring both hands down to T position. Then bring the left hand close towards the left chest, right ear down towards the ground. We're just going to do a gentle opening through the shoulders and through the spine in a nice twist. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Make sure that your head is resting, yeah? You're not holding up your head for unnecessary tension. Just sink in towards the chest muscle here through the front and the mobility of the shoulder joint. And then slowly come back towards the center. And we're going to either push up into a high plank. So how do we do this safely? Reset your shoulders first so you're not sitting in your shoulder joints. Hug the belly button in, squeeze the inner thighs together, maybe lift the knees off the ground, and then push into a straight line into a high plank. And then let's push back, downward facing dog for a moment. Okay. If you really want to challenge yourself, I'm still working on this, maybe you can bring both elbows down towards the ground at the same time. When you bring your elbows down towards the ground, make sure they stay underneath the shoulders, and then you push your heart towards your knees, maintaining the length in the spine. Into a very simple dolphin pose. Yeah, so just keep pushing the left shoulder back, the right shoulder back, the heart back towards the knees, maintaining the length in the spine. 3 more breaths. 2. And 1, and then slowly walk the feet back or the elbows forward into your elbow plank. Hug the belly button in, step the right foot towards the right, and then cross the left leg over. Then step the left leg back towards the center, the right foot back towards the center. Left leg up towards the side, the right foot crosses over, then the right foot back towards the center, left leg back towards the center, left hand towards the earth, right hand down towards the earth, and for a rest and a breath, into downward facing dog. 2 more breaths here. 1 more. Tippy-toe your feet towards the front of the mat. Lift and lengthen through the chest. Bend your knees as you need to fall down, drop the head down. So let's bring the opposite hand towards the opposite elbow and press our weight in towards the heels, trying to keep the hips right over the heels, ideally. Then sway a little bit from side to side. If you're holding tension in the jaw, it's a good time to move your jaw around, taking a deep breath in. If you can blow raspberries now, you know that you're really releasing the tension here, like, letting it all go. Okay. Listen, if you have lower back issues, see if this is right for you. But anyone else, bend your knees, hug your belly button in, and with then just gently lift and lengthen through the chest, so taking some space between the hips and the ribs while pulling the bottom rib, front hip in, and gently pulling to one side. So you're maintaining length, opening up and lengthening through the heart, but gently tilting towards the side. And then we're going to come back towards the center, pulling the right elbow over the left, with the left hand, sorry, and then just finding the length here on the other side. Coming back towards the center, can you bring the elbows back a little bit? Hugging the bottom rib in, shooting the tailbone down, bringing the weight equally through the feet. Yeah, a little bit of shoulder opening. And then release the arms by the side, roll the shoulders. We're moving on from here. Let's rise the hands up. On the exhale, can you pull the elbows backwards and down? Can you feel your neck lengthening as your elbows move behind? Inhale, lift and lengthen. Let's do this 5 more times. Reaching up on the inhale, pressing the feet down, lifting the heart on the exhale. Last one, you gaze is straight forward. Actually, there was one more, let's do it. And then as you pull back, stay here. Feel the heart lifting, feel grounding through the feet, and then clasp your hands at the small of the back, first pointing the elbows back, and then extending all the way back, keeping opening through the chest, yeah? So this is essential for opening up to the heart. You can't see my face, I don't think, but that's all right. You can hear me. Bend the knees, drop on down, lift the legs into the chest. And then place both hands down towards the ground. Step the right foot back in towards the lunge here. We're going to come up into a nice high lunge, stretching through the right thigh, bending the front knee. Can you drop your tailbone down? Take a couple of breaths here. 2 and 1. And if you want a little bit more, again, pistol grip. Pulling the elbows up for another 3 breaths. The fingers, the tailbone pointing straight down. Gazes forward. Let's rise up again. And then from here, place both hands to either side of the front foot to drop your back knee down towards the ground. Some of you might find it a lot more comfortable using a block underneath your left hand while you bend your back leg and reach around with your right hand to hold your right foot. And this is obviously a little bit of advanced stuff where you pull the left hip back, keep your chest forward, maintaining a little bit of an integrity between the 2 knees. It's like they kind of want to move towards each other. And then release that foot down, place both hands down towards the ground. Back knee lift so you can engage your core to a high plank. Knees, chest and chin down towards the ground. Baby cobra. And then push back, downward facing dog. If this wasn't enough for you, let's do a full vinyasa, high plank or repeat. Lower into chaturanga. Up into upward facing dog, strong through the core. Use your core to push you back into downward facing dog. Alright, let's step the right foot forward here. Nice far lunge and rise up when you're ready. So now we're stretching through the left thigh, front knees bend, back heel presses away where the tailbone works towards the earth. If you want a little bit more, bend the elbows, let your pistol grip down, point down, let your tailbone point down, keep the gaze straight forward. 3 more breaths. 2 and 1. Let's rise the hands strong. Place both hands down towards the ground and drop your back knee down towards the ground. Pull the right hip back so that you feel safe here in the hip. If you have any hip issues, you might even roll it around a little bit, yeah? And then from here, we can then bend our left knee. The right hand can be on the block, can be on the elbow. Keep the chest lifted. Keep the chest towards the front and keeping an integrity here through both knees as if they want to pull towards each other. And hips are parallel towards the front edge of the mat. Just thinking all the checkpoints that I'm going through in my head at the moment. And then place both hands down towards the ground and your back foot. Lift your back knee off the ground. Engage your pelvic floor. Come in towards your high plank. And let's just drop the elbows down towards the earth. Slowly walk the feet in. Walk the feet in. Walk the feet in. Can you press your hands away from your heart and pulling your heart further towards the knee? That's it. And let's see if we can lift the right leg up. And bring it down. See if we can lift the left leg up. And bring it down. Coming back in towards your forearm plank. Strong. And then slowly walk the hands underneath the shoulder high plank. Push back. Downward facing dog. Reverse. 2. And 1. Now, let's lift the left leg up. Bend the knee, open up hip. Then step the foot through in between the hands and turn towards the side. Yeah, so we're in a low, wide-legged forward fold. Can you bring your hands towards your hips as you press with both edges of the outer feet? And then fold forward again. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale, lift and lengthen with core strength. Pressing through the heels, come on down. Last one, inhale. Exhale, come on down. Walk the hands forward, forward, forward. If you're trying to reach just a tiny little bit more while your buttock stays in line with the heels. You can drop your head and your heart in between. It's like you have 4 anchor points and everything else in the middle just lets go. Dropping down, letting go. Then slowly walk your hands in. Bring your hands towards your hips once more. Bend your knees. Turn your feet out and come into goddess pose. So now just realign your heart, your hips in alignment with each other and the hands towards the thighs. You can bring the weight in towards the hands as well as you then gently start to bring one shoulder forward and then the other into just a nice twist. We don't move much through the legs, it's all around the spine, opening up, creating space, the shoulder joints. Get a nice movement here as well, thoracic spine, enjoy it. Okay, great. Now press to the heels more so you feel the inner thighs engaging and reach your arms up. Your tailbone shoots down, your bottom leg pulls in. We're going to pull the elbows as far back behind as possible. And as you do that, every time I want you to feel how your shoulders drop as well so that your neck becomes longer. Your head stays being pulled up at the center where your gaze is forward. One more breath. That's it. And then slowly come on up. Place both hands down towards the ground. Turn over your front foot. High plank, inhale. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Upward facing dog or baby cobra. And we meet in downward facing dog. Enjoy it, all right? Good. Let's lift the right leg up. And on the exhale, step it through in between your hands. Then turn towards the side. Lift and lengthen through the chest. You might not be looking at me now. Exhale, fold. Now, lift up again, but keep your hands on the ground or on a block, and check that your lower back is long, that your back is long in general actually. Bend your knees slightly if you need to, or a lot if you need to, because we want to focus on the length of the spine. Then reach your right hand up, or your left, it doesn't matter, we do both sides. And release it down. Other side, nice movement. Helps us later with the back bends, yeah? And then slowly come on down. Listen, we're going to heel toe our feet in until we can drop our buttocks down into a nice squat, opening up through the hips, lengthening through the chest, gaze straight forward. If you've got the ability, you can turn the feet in a little bit, you can bring them closer together, up to you. Raised length here. It's a nice way of chilling, yeah. And if you want a little bit more openness through the hips, walk like a little ducky towards the front of the mat. You can bring your buttocks up, pivot over your elbows, and jump back into the chaturanga if you like. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, or simply meet us in downward facing dog for fun. Take 2 more breaths here. 1 more. And then let's come on forward into a high plank. So let's work into a really controlled upward facing dog. So let's start by pulling the shoulder blades back and widening the collarbone. Hugging the belly button away from the ground as we point one foot. So you are pressing to the front of the foot, not the toes. And then the other. Yeah, and you shoot your tailbone towards your heels, roll the shoulder blades away from your ears. This is strenuous. And then tuck one toe under, the other toe under, lift and lengthen the core a bit more into high plank, and then push back, downward facing dog. So that's essentially what you need for nice and strong back bends. For fun, let's lift our left leg up in the air now. Should have the flexibility. Bend the top left leg and see if you can pivot your right shoulder underneath to fall over into walloping. Yes, so left hand reaches, the shoulders pull behind the heart, long and strong. 1 more breath. And then come back towards the center. Left leg up in the air. For fun, left leg up in the air, plank. Left leg chaturanga in the air. 2 legs on the ground, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. And because it was fun on one side, let's try and see if it's fun on the other side. I might need to hop off my mat here. Lift your right leg off the ground. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Turning the left shoulder blade underneath in order to open and lengthen here through the chest, through the heart. 3 more breaths. 2 and 1. Come long and strong. 3-legged dog. 3-legged plank. 3-legged chaturanga. Both toes on the ground, upward facing, downward facing. Ah, wasn't that fun? Come on forward into your high plank. Drop your knees, thighs, pubic bone down towards the bum. There we go. All right, low bow. Your forehead is on the ground. You find both feet, the ankles. I like to flex my feet down back towards the earth. Just creates a little bit more space to the quads, and it creates some length to the lower back if you shoot your tailbone towards the knee. So just check with that. Let the shoulders open, and then you might press your feet in towards the hands so that the thighs lift, but not the hips. And if you want a little bit more, you lift the chest up, and remember that feeling when you kick the shoulders away so much that your neck lengthens, let that come through. Yeah, and the head is in alignment with the rest of the spine. Take 2 more breaths here. Maybe you can work that your chest and legs are in the same height. I've always got an issue with that. And then slowly come on down and move into a wide legs child's pose. Wide leg child's pose. So just dropping the heart down. Slowly come on up. And we're going to turn around on towards our back. Going to do an easy bridge. Easy bridge lets me set you up for this. The feet are hip width apart. You might feel that the toes are slightly turned in and the heels are slightly turned out, so that the outer edges of your foot are aligned parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Feels like you're a little bit pigeon-toed, but you're not really. Yeah? Alright, from here we are going to shoot our tailbone towards the knees, finding that length. And then you might wiggle the shoulder blades under and press the back of the neck gently in towards the ground to create some space in the neck here as well. In an ideal world, your spine is now not touching the ground, not in the neck, not in the shoulders, not in the thoracic spine. Yeah, just the feet, the arms, the shoulders and the head. And just enjoy this length here. If you've got a block available, like me, you could bring it in between your thighs. You will just find whole new integrity around the glutes there. Yeah. And then keeping the knees right beside each other. You want to take it as far as lifting your left leg off the ground, holding the knees parallel and the hips parallel towards the earth. And then release that foot down. Let's try the other side. Taking another breath. And bring the foot down, keep the length in the spine, and roll from the top vertebrae. Down, 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 until your sacroiliac is down towards the earth. So, there's the sacroplex. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand towards your belly. Breathe in towards the belly, breathe in towards the heart. Such a great way of shifting the energies from our guts to the heart, and lastly towards the mind. Beautiful. If you're not tired of back bends yet, here comes a preparation for the bridge. Try this out, it will make a difference in your bridge. So interlace your hands into a knuckle. Bring the elbows up. We've done this today as well, right? But what I want you to do now is press your knuckles in towards the ground while keeping the elbows high, as if you're trying to lift your head up, lift your head up, lift your head up. Doesn't really work, does it? Let's see if we can squeeze the block and send our tailbone towards the knees, and then lift up, lift up, lift up, lift up. Oh, it's so hard, isn't it? I know. But just that engagement of the muscles potentially helps us now to push up into a bridge a little bit easier. So try this at home, just that action of pulling the shoulder blade behind and pressing that fist in towards the earth to lift your ribcage off the ground is essentially what will help you to move into your bridge as well. So if you're happy to progress to bridge with your block in between your thighs or not, lift and lengthen and up and towards your bridge. So holding the block in between the thighs can help you to create some more integrity through the lower back. Your shoulder blades moving behind your heart helps you to open up here. And if you want to take it further, just lift one leg up and release it down. It's easier with a block because you have a reference point. And bring it down. And And then slowly come on down. If you do have a block, again, you're in favor. You might place the block now at the base of the spine, low, low, down towards the sacral joint, and just rest your hips on there. Some of you might find it comfortable at a higher level. For me, it often jolts in the lower back to then extend one or both legs. Yeah, just opening up to the hip flexors a little bit more without having to use the strength here. Check that your lower back is happy with this. And hip flexors gently release. Slowly bring the feet back in. And bring your buttocks down towards the earth. Cross the left ankle over the right knee and hug in for a nice figure four pose. You can hold underneath the thigh or hold underneath the shin depending on your flexibility. Pull your left hip and your left knee away from the left shoulder. Just breathe here. Check that your knees are comfortable. You might point or flex the left toe. And we're just going to swap over towards the opposite side. So you can hold shin, you can hold underneath the thigh, depends on your flexibility. Some people that have really low flexibility, they just kind of need to hold on to their knees, yeah. It changes the stretch, but it's better than nothing. Pull the right knee away from the right shoulder. You might point or flex the toes. And then slowly place that foot down towards the ground. Might hug the knees towards the chest, feeling nice, long stretch to the lower back or chest. I'm saying more so towards the armpits. And then you bring them back towards the center and we roll forwards and backwards on our spine until we come up into a seated position. From here, sit in a nice wide seat. Lift and lengthen the chest, and it's very similar to what we've done before. We're just leaving our heart open and walking our fingertips forward, 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 forward. Check that your knees and toes are pointing towards the ceiling, not turning in towards the side, yeah? And as you, it's like a spiral action of the feet outwards as you drop lower into this pose. And lower as you feel like you can surrender further. Maintain an open heart, so that means your spine is long as you drop down. Or support yourself, like I do, yeah? I'm just supporting myself with my hands so that I can drop in with the longest spine. You can use a block. Some people like to use a block to drop in here. Alright, with core strength, come back up. And then bring your right leg in. You want to be at a 90-degree angle. Pull your left hip back. Some of you might bend the left knee to turn the heart in alignment with that knee, and then folding forward again with a straight back as possible as it is for you. And we're not trying to reach the toes, we're just simply enjoying the length that we're creating through the spine. And then you might reach your right hand up while you press your right hip down. Get this nice stretch here through the side. Keep the top shoulder open as much as it works for you. Come up halfway, lengthen. Come up all the way. Now place the right hand behind your right hip. The left foot comes down towards the ground. We're going to shift our hips up and lengthening through the whole left side. Take a couple of breaths here. Can you press in towards the left heel while reaching the left hand away? And then slowly come on back down. Other side. Alright, so pull the right hip back, minimum 90 degrees. Lengthen through the chest, bend your knee as you need, and then fold forward. Yeah, and there is really no reaching low, it's more about the length and the extension. And when you're ready, and you're ready to open up your heart here, take your hand over your heart, maybe even to help guide the left shoulder open. And take a few moments here. Pressing your left hip towards the earth. And then come up halfway, long and strong through the spine. Come up all the way, left hand behind your left hip, right foot down towards the ground, lengthen through the chest and the hips and open up. And then slowly come on down. Wonderful. Let's bring both feet together in Baddha Konasana. And again, so this is optional as well, so you might just pull your knees down towards the ground, maintain a long spine, especially if you have lower back issues, or if you feel like, oh, we've done so much forward folding now, I'm ready to let go and surrender and let my head drop. This is safe only if it feels safe for you to do so. Come up halfway, strong and long through the spine. Come up all the way. Bring your knees in. And let's meet and laying down on the mat. If you've got a block or a tightly folded towel or a book that could be comfortable, maybe with the towel on top, it will make it a lot softer. You can place it just above your bottom rib. Release the head down. If this is uncomfortable in your neck, use a pillow behind your head. Drop the shoulders around the book, the towel, the block down towards the earth, and just take a few moments here. Breathing in towards your heart and into the tension that you might hold around the shoulders, the rib cage. Wiggle your hips out. Just enjoy the benefits of a heart opening practice. So much front body stretching, yeah. Being ready to receive. After last week we did so much forwards folds and letting go. Today it's all about re-enriching our energies and just really coming into that space of lightness and love. And slowly tuck your chin under. See if you can take all your props and barriers away and just surrender in towards the earth. Take a deep breath in towards your belly. A deep breath in towards your heart. And let it go. See if your shoulders are holding any tension, your neck can be longer, you might want to tuck the chin. Wiggle around that newly created freedom to move forward, that allowing and that openness of the heart. Just feel it through every cell of your body. If your eyes are not closed, close them now. Allow your body to release, to surrender into the present moment, breath by breath. At the top of your head, surrender, release. The back of your head, forehead, and the space in between your eyebrows. The eyes in their sockets, the jaw and the mouth. Back of the neck and the front of the neck, surrendering and allowing the shoulders to drop away. Feel the shoulder blades melting in towards the earth, making both arms left and right heavy. And feel that surrender and peace dropping down from the upper arms to the lower arms, to the hands, the back of the hands, palm of the hands and all 10 fingers. With that ease through the arms, let that ease and space expand from both sides in towards the heart area and the back of the heart area. Down towards the middle and lower back. The hips, the back of the hips, the front of the hips. Fully releasing the legs. Allowing that surrendering, that ease and that space to come down in the legs. Thighs, the back of the thighs. The knees, the back of the knees. The shins, the calves. Both ankles. Tops of your feet. The sole of your feet. And all 10 toes. Feel how you surrender in this present moment with all sensations, with all your thoughts, with your life force and breath. Don't hold on to any sensation or thought or breath. Let it flow. Let it flow. And let it go. Enjoy this surrender, this peace and calmness. I'm going to leave you here. Namaste.